Welcome, crime enthusiasts, to a riveting journey into the dark and twisted world of suspense and mystery. I'm your host, Arya, and in this multi-part series, we will embark on an enthralling exploration of chapters 1 to 3 of the thrilling crime novel, The Serial Killer's Signature. Brace yourselves for an immersive experience as we follow the relentless pursuit of justice by Detectives Martinez and Johnson. From the chilling opening chapter to the intricate web of clues in Chapter 2 and the shocking revelations in Chapter 3, we will unravel the secrets that lie beneath the surface. Get ready to be captivated by the twists, turns, and heart-pounding suspense as Arya takes you on this unforgettable journey through the gripping world of crime fiction. So sit back, grab your detective hats, and let's dive into the dark recesses of the serial killer's signature. Detective Martinez stood outside the dilapidated warehouse, the air thick with an unsettling silence. The moon cast an eerie glow on the crime scene, heightening the sense of foreboding. She tightened her grip on her notepad and took a deep breath, mentally preparing herself for what lay ahead. Stepping inside, Detective Martinez was immediately struck by the chilling scene before her. The victim, a young woman in her mid-20s, lay sprawled on the floor, her body contorted in an unnatural position. The room was a disarray of overturned furniture and shattered glass, signs of a violent struggle. Bloodstains marred the walls, creating a macabre tableau. Drawing closer, Detective Martinez noticed the distinct signature left by the killer, a small, meticulously arranged cluster of black feathers placed near the victim's lifeless body. It sent a shiver down her spine. This wasn't just a random act of violence, it was the work of a methodical and twisted mind. Working swiftly, Detective Martinez began her meticulous examination of the crime scene. She photographed the area from every angle, capturing every minute detail. The scent of chemicals mingled with the metallic tang of blood, reminding her of the high stakes involved in her work. With gloved hands, she carefully collected samples, meticulously bagging and labeling each one. She knew that the smallest clue could make all the difference in unraveling the killer's identity. Every fiber, every drop of blood, could hold the key to justice. As she went about her task, Detective Martinez couldn't help but feel a deep sense of responsibility. The weight of the victims' lives rested on her shoulders. She vowed to bring the perpetrator to justice, to ensure that no more lives were cut short by this deranged individual. Her partner, Detective Johnson, approached, his face a mask of concern. They exchanged a brief nod, their unspoken understanding clear. Together, they would face the dark road ahead, a journey that would test their skills and resolve. The first witnesses were brought in for questioning, their faces etched with fear and shock. Detective Martinez listened intently, extracting every shred of information. Each detail mattered, no matter how insignificant it seemed. She knew that the path to catching the killer would be paved with painstaking interviews and tireless detective work. As the night wore on, the warehouse became a hive of activity. Forensic experts meticulously combed the scene, their expert eyes scanning for hidden clues. The harsh glare of their lights and the occasional sound of camera shutters pierced the heavy silence, as if challenging the darkness that had settled over the room. Detective Martinez took a final look at the victim, committing her image to memory. She promised herself that she would be the voice for the voiceless, the relentless pursuer of justice. With determination in her eyes, she stepped out of the warehouse, ready to embark on a relentless pursuit of the killer, to unravel the secrets hidden within the black feathers, and to bring an end to the reign of terror that gripped the city. Little did she know that this case would push her to the limits of her abilities, testing her resilience and forcing her to confront her own demons. The hunt for the serial killer had just begun, and the stakes had never been higher. Detective Martinez sat in her cluttered office, surrounded by stacks of case files and photographs from the previous night's crime scene. The relentless pursuit of the serial killer consumed her thoughts as she meticulously reviewed the evidence. Her mind raced with possibilities, searching for connections that could lead her to the killer's true identity. She studied the black feathers found at the crime scene, their arrangement hauntingly deliberate. Consulting with forensic experts, Detective Martinez discovered that the feathers belonged to a rare species of bird native to a specific region. This crucial piece of information hinted at a potential geographical link that could help narrow down the search. As she delved into the backgrounds of the victims, Detective Martinez noticed an intriguing commonality: they had all attended the same high school several years ago. It seemed unlikely to be a mere coincidence. The detective's instincts told her that the key to unraveling the mystery lay hidden within their shared past. Summoning her partner, Detective Johnson, they embarked on a journey to the old high school, now worn and weathered by the passage of time. The corridors echoed with memories as they interviewed former classmates and teachers, seeking insights into the victims' lives. Through hours of questioning, fragments of the past began to emerge: a troubled friendship, long-forgotten grudges, and a series of incidents that had been buried deep within the recesses of memory. As Detective Martinez pieced together the puzzle, she couldn't help but wonder if the events of the past had fueled a desire for vengeance, leading someone down a path of darkness and murder. One name repeatedly surfaced during their interviews: a former classmate known for his disturbing tendencies and fascination with death. He had disappeared from the radar years ago, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Could he be the elusive killer they were searching for? With newfound determination, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson set out to track down their prime suspect. They painstakingly combed through records, reaching out to contacts and following every lead, no matter how faint. The hunt took them to the seedy underbelly of the city, where they encountered a host of unsavory characters and navigated through dangerous territory. Meanwhile, the media caught wind of the investigation, escalating public fear and creating a palpable sense of urgency. Pressure mounted on Detective Martinez and her partner to solve the case before the serial killer struck again. Time seemed to slip away as they worked tirelessly, their dedication unwavering. Just when they thought they were closing in on their suspect, a shocking twist turned the investigation on its head. The man they had been pursuing turned out to be a copycat killer, obsessed with emulating the signature style of the true perpetrator. This revelation left Detective Martinez reeling, realizing that the real killer was still out there, lurking in the shadows. Undeterred, Detective Martinez forged ahead, determined to decipher the cryptic messages left by the killer at each crime scene. Every word, every symbol held a deeper meaning, a tantalizing clue that could bring them one step closer to stopping the reign of terror. As Chapter 2 drew to a close, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson found themselves poised on the precipice of the unknown. With the copycat in custody, they now faced the daunting task of uncovering the identity of the true serial killer. The race against time intensified, the stakes higher than ever before. The journey into the darkness had only just begun. Detective Martinez sat at her desk, poring over the information gathered from the copycat killer's arrest. She knew that while they had apprehended a dangerous individual, their focus now needed to shift towards finding the true serial killer, the one responsible for the heinous crimes that had plagued the city. An intriguing pattern began to emerge as Detective Martinez delved deeper into the backgrounds of the victims. They had all attended the same high school, a fact that couldn't be dismissed as a mere coincidence. There had to be a connection, a link that bound them together and made them targets for the killer. Revisiting the high school, now a relic frozen in time, Detective Martinez sought to unravel the secrets buried within the memories of former classmates and teachers. The hallways whispered with the echoes of forgotten conversations, and the air was thick with nostalgia and faded hopes. Interviewing the alumni, Detective Martinez discovered that the victims had been part of a close-knit circle, united by a troubled friendship. They had shared experiences that went far beyond their high school years, secrets, betrayals, and a tragic event that had shaped their lives. it was evident that the killer harbored a deep-seated vendetta against those involved. As she dug deeper, Detective Martinez uncovered long-forgotten grudges and resentments. Bitter rivalries simmered beneath the surface, waiting to be exposed. She meticulously pieced together the fragments of the past, seeking to understand the motivations that had twisted a once innocent bond into a toxic relationship. The detective's pursuit of truth led her to interview former teachers who had played a significant role in the lives of the victims. Their accounts provided glimpses into the complex dynamics within the group of friends. The detectives learned of a teacher who had been an influential figure in their lives, a mentor and confidant. Could this teacher hold the key to the killer's identity? Digging deeper into the teacher's history, Detective Martinez uncovered a dark secret, an incident that had occurred during their time at the high school. It was a traumatic event that had been swept under the rug, never to see the light of day. The detective realized that the killer's motive might be deeply intertwined with this secret, seeking vengeance for what had been done. With this newfound knowledge, Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson pursued every lead with renewed fervor. They revisited the crime scenes, searching for missed clues and reevaluating the evidence in light of the new revelations. They combed through old yearbooks, searching for connections and hidden meanings in the messages left by the killer. As they delved deeper into the past, Detective Martinez couldn't help but feel a sense of urgency weighing heavily on her shoulders. The killer's desire for retribution seemed relentless, and the lives of potential targets hung in the balance. She knew that time was of the essence, and they had to piece together the puzzle before the killer struck again. With each step closer to the truth, the detective's resolve grew stronger. Chapter 3 ended with Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson on the brink of uncovering the full extent of the dark secrets that bound the victims together. As they prepared to confront the hidden truths, they braced themselves for the shocking revelations that awaited them in the chapters to come. As we reach the conclusion of part 1 of our exploration into the serial killer's signature, we hope you've been thoroughly captivated by the gripping tale that has unfolded. Join us in part 2 as we continue our journey alongside Detective Martinez and Detective Johnson, unearthing more clues, facing greater dangers, and inching closer to unraveling the truth behind the serial killer's sinister signature. Stay tuned for the next installment, where the stakes are higher, the suspense intensifies, and Arya guides you through the twists and turns that lie ahead. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss a single chapter of this thrilling crime saga. Until then, keep your wits about you and prepare for the suspenseful ride that awaits in the serial killer's signature.